Yes, I know this article is from what got this covered in bullshit, but deep down I hope this is not the case. Hello, this is Mara Jade, and I'm here with another video, and the reason why I hope it's not the case is because, in my opinion, in comic book franchise films, not every movie has to be connected to each other, whether Marvel or DC in this case. Not every film has to flow into one grand cinematic universe. Not every film has to be connected to the point where you have to watch God knows how many films just to figure out what's going on. Joker is a prime example that you can have a standalone film inspired by a comic book character set in a standalone time, not connected to anything in particular, and still be well received. But yet, DC can't seem to figure that out. So if this rumor ends up being true, again, it just proves that Warner Bros. Does not know what the hell they are doing. Just my opinion. In this article entitled "The Flash Will Reportedly Bring Robert Pattinson's Batman into Modern Day," again, my opinion, I don't want this film to be connected in any way to the DCEU as it currently stands. It can be a standalone film. I would prefer to have seen that, and from what we've been hearing so far, it's supposed to be a standalone film, not connected to anything, not even connected to the recent Joker movie that came out. So again, yes, I know we got this covered in bullshit. Yes, take this with a huge grain of salt from this site. But again, I really hope this ends up not being the case. But at any rate, I'm going to go into this article and give my 2 cents on the whole situation involving Warner Brothers as the ass clowns that they are right now. Oh my god. Alright. Okay, the Flash movie is the subject of much scrutiny right now as folks are calling for Ezra Miller to be removed from the lead role due to that alarming video from him attacking a fan. We don't know whether that'll happen or not, but it's looking likely that the film will go ahead all the same. As Fandom Wire recently claimed, its storyline is just too important to the future of the DCEU to scrap. Basically, using the Flash film, using Flashpoint as a way to softly reboot the DCEU is Warner Brothers admitting they royally fucked up with studio interference in their films without actually coming out and admitting that they did so. In my opinion, what they should have done is let Zack Snyder continue his films. Anybody who knows me knows that I fall into the releases Snyder Cut camp as far as the Justice League movie goes. Now, what I think they should have done is let him finish his vision of films, and then if they wanted to reboot the DCEU, have that as being one timeline, and then do the reboot and have that being a separate timeline. So what we could do is fans could choose one or the other which vision they liked. But instead, they decided to try to play catch up with Marvel. They tried to emulate Marvel, and DC is not fucking Marvel. And instead, they interfered with movies. We saw that with Suicide Squad, we saw that with Justice League, and now look where fucking WB stands right now. Their heads are so far up their asses, they can't see beyond that, and now they're basically proverbially throwing shit at the wall and hoping it sticks at this point. And if they use the Flash film as a Flashpoint film, it just, again, admitting that they royally fucked up without doing so outright. But again, I don't want this to be the case because I would love to see the Matt Reeves Batman be a standalone film. Not every film has to be connected to each other. But at any rate, let's continue on to the show. And again, this also should be Warner Brothers' call whether or not they fire Ezra Miller. I don't like outrage culture. I don't like cancel culture in either side of the debate. Now, if you don't like Ezra Miller as the Flash, fine. I don't like him either. If you like him as the Flash, fine. But it's up to Warner Brothers ultimately whether or not they keep him. People signing petitions and demanding for Ezra Miller's head before all the facts have come out about the situation, because we're only hearing one side of the story, is just cancel culture at its finest. Again, wait for all the facts to come out, wait for Warner Bros. To say what they're going to do, and then go from there with your outrage if you don't like their decision. Anyway, let's continue into this article. In fact, sources close to where we got this covered in bullshit. I always love when they do this because it tries to give themselves credibility. The same ones who told us that a Green Lantern show is coming to HBO Max and Han will return in the Fast and Furious franchise. 2 bits of information that conveniently have been shown to be true. Conveniently. I love how they always add these into their articles to say, hey, we are a credible source, when in reality, we got this covered in bullshit really is not a credible source. They may be the blind squirrel that finds a nut every once in a while, but in no way does that give them any credibility. Saying that the Flash will loosely adapt Flashpoint and as such will rewrite the rulebook of DCEU continuity. As we've previously reported, this will involve wiping the Zack Snyder movies from continuity. Again, I don't like that because I would have preferred Warner Bros. To have let Zack Snyder finish his vision, and if they wanted to reboot the extended universe, the DCEU, do it as a separate timeline. Not screw over one director and then basically realize that you royally fucked up and now you have no idea what the hell to do at this point except use the Flash film as a way to reboot it. You royally fucked up, admit you royally fucked up, and let's move on, shall we? Alright. What's more, the Flash will ensure that Pattinson's Dark Knight is able to interact with his fellow heroes in further projects, and that's because the Flashpoint event will bring Bruce Wayne into the present day rather than the 90s setting sported by the Batman. This will sow the seeds for him to team up with Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, Jason Momoa's Aquaman, and more as things progress. I don't want this to happen. Yes, I know Ben Affleck is not returning as Batman, which part of me understands and then part of me doesn't like because I did like his version of Batman. But at the same rate, I don't want this to happen because I said you can have standalone films. You can have standalone comic book films within a franchise that can be well received, that don't have to be connected to anything at all. Not everything has to be some grand cinematic universe. Not everything has to be like the MCU. And dear God, I don't want DC to be like the MCU. Please, stand apart. You're not Marvel. Oh my God. Alright. And also, depending on what source you read, I hate this site, it jumps on me. Depending on what source you read, the Flash film is either dead in the water, it's either Ezra Miller is fighting for his role because the Flash film is going to continue, or it's continuing one way or another with or without Ezra Miller. I don't know. Depends on what... Warner Bros. Is not coming out and confirming one way or another what's happening with this film. At this point. We've heard a lot about how standalone the Batman will be. I want it to be a standalone film. I don't want it to be fucking connected to anything modern day or anything within the DCEU as it stands. But it only makes sense that Warner Bros. Wants to rebuild the connective tissue between the sub-franchises of the DCEU. They don't have to. Well, first off, they're only doing it because they royally fucked up, like I said. And two, again, they don't have to. Not everything has to be some grand universe. Not everything. And, like with comic books, there are multiverses. So again, you could have had Zack Snyder's films, and you could have this set of films, and you could have this set of films. Each one a multiverse. But, again, their heads are so far up their asses, they can't fucking figure it out. Sure, Justice League might have flopped. It might have. It did. But they know there's big money to be made in a reboot if they get it right next time. If they get it right, let the directors and the writers do their jobs. Studio executives, yes, I know that you need to make decisions because you need to make sure that the films are basically going along smoothly, no production issues one way or another, but you're not exactly creative heads up there. If you were, you wouldn't be in the state of things that you are right now. You really weren't. You're business people first. At this, right now. You're not creative. Let the actual creative heads do their jobs. Also, don't let Jeff Johns anywhere near another production. Alright? Please don't. Because, as also rumors have been circulating, that he is the one that went behind Zack Snyder's back and brought in Joss Whedon, and that is why we got the film we got with Justice League. But that's a whole other video, that's a whole other topic, I'm not going to get into that. And at any rate, it just, again, proves Warner Bros. Has no idea what the hell they're doing with comic book films at this rate. And The Flash is apparently the key to making it happen. Whether Miller will star in it or not, that we don't know yet no. But fans should still be excited to see what studio cooks up for it regardless. I'm not excited in one way or another. I would have loved to have seen the Flash film, a proper Flash film. I don't like Ezra Miller as the Flash, and I don't know if I exactly fault Ezra Miller entirely with that. I fault more the writing for the character, because they don't know how to do accurate representation of the characters, Warner Brothers. They don't. I would like to see what Zack Snyder had in mind for the Flash, because I think his take would have been closer to the actual character of Barry Allen / the Flash. But anyway, this is where we stand right now. This is where we stand. Again, don't know if the Flash film is dead in the water. Depending on what source you read, it is. Depending on what source you read, Ezra Miller is fighting for his job. Also, depending on what source you read, the film is happening one way or another. But at any rate, let me know what you think about this. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do you think that, along the same lines as I do, that they should not connect Robert Pattinson's Batman to the DCEU, that it should be a standalone film because not everything has to be connected? Do you want to see it connected to the DCEU? Let me know down in the comments. If you like this video, leave a thumbs up, share it on social media if you will, and we'll see where they stand. We'll see what news comes out about the Flash film, because at this rate it's all speculation, it's all rumor, and it's all we can go off of. Again, I wish that WB had not had their heads so far up their asses, but that's neither here or there. But at any rate, this is Mara Jade, and catch you on the dark side with another video. Take care.